Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Woohoo! We're back with a brand new episode of Point of View. Coming up, the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's murder is still unfolding. The shooter has officially been arrested, but now politicians like Jasmine Crockett are speaking out saying they fear for their lives. Plus, we've got the latest in entertainment news, and later we'll switch gears and get into Girlfriend's Guide, an unpopular opinion with our co-hosts, Sunset and Ree.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies.
Y'all sound like a duo, Sunset and Ree.
So don't go anywhere. Come on in, join the conversation. You're watching POV. So here's the latest on the Charlie Kirk shooting. The suspect has been identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. He allegedly confessed to his father, who then turned him in to authorities. Now politicians across the country are speaking out, questioning whether freedom of speech is even safe in America anymore. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett says she's in real fear for her life. Take a look.
What happens over there definitely will happen on this side.
Yeah.
And that definitely makes somebody like you a target.
Yeah, I mean,
that
there were so many people that immediately reached out from all over and was like, what is going on with your security? I had to make sure that I called my mom because I knew that my mom would just want to hear my voice. It really shouldn't be that way. And we now are engaging in conversations again about the safety or lack thereof for elected officials that are in Congress. I mean, I have to raise money to keep myself safe because they will not pay to take care of us.
What happens over there?
Wow. So this is what's happening out here right now.
Nobody's safe.
Nobody is safe.
Just like we previously discussed, though, people are held accountable to the things that they say, especially when you're a public figure.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, again, that's why we have to be mindful of what we say, because that can evoke an emotion in people to respond. And we can't control how people respond.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
And I agree with that 100%. And it's just like certain things that people say, they shouldn't even say that. Some people say that to get a reaction out of people. So when you get that reaction, now you don't want it. You know, nobody wants to get shot, of course, but it's like, you know what would trigger somebody. Yeah. So don't try to do that. Yeah. Because you never know what is going to come out of them.
Yeah.
And I understand what, both of you are saying, but I just feel like at the same time, we are in some crazy times right now, and laws are changing and being modified daily. And so I know that not going at all in favor of anything that Charlie Kirk had to say, but there are going to be times where you're going to say something that people are not going to like, that may just be the truth, where you have to stick up for what you believe in. And so just like we talked about, earlier this week, it is just so unfortunate that freedom of speech is really not a thing.
It's never been a thing, though.
Literally.
It's never been a thing.
Literally.
That's why I'm like, I don't feel nothing when it comes to these things, because it's never been a thing, y'all. So it's like things are happening, but it's never been a thing. I don't feel evoked. I don't have an emotion no more. I'm emotionless to the politics, to what's happening, because it's always been a thing.
Because we've been desensitized.
Yes, we've been desensitized. Now, it used to be a time you couldn't even see certain things on TV.
Right.
Now they're pushing it all down your timeline, in your face. You're seeing murder. You're seeing killings. You're seeing it. It's like, I even feel bad about it, but it's like I'm desensitized. It's like, okay, when are we going to get change? When is something going to happen behind that?
But what happens when you baited violence. Like you've promoted it, you've spoken about
Then
it, you've
see what
spoken
happened
for
to
it.
Charlie.
You know, but it was okay. But it seems like the violence is fine if it's not certain people, but when it's other people who have baited it, who have promoted it, who have incited it, now let's start making a martyr out of people because they have chickens came home to
It's just very scary that like all this stuff is happening like just all over the world, but especially like with government and stuff like that, because it's like if somebody would do that to them,
oh my gosh,
us regular people, that's not, you know what I'm saying?
But again, y'all, it's been happening.
Correct.
You know, they've assassinated presidents before. They've assassinated our leaders before. They assassinated Martin. They assassinated Malcolm. They've been doing this. It's no different than what's already been happening in history. And history is just repeating itself. Now it's a matter of what are we going to do about it?
Yeah, what are we going to do about it? That's a good question.
That's it.
Like she said in her interview, how does it look when you're not promoting violence? How does that look? Why don't we start talking about
It looks
that?
like Martin, and he still got murdered. So next topic.
Well, you for the truth. You know, you can't tell the truth these days, but it seems like the lie is the problem.
Non-peaceful, trying to understand, not trying to understand. It does not matter. The only thing that I believe will change is if we have a civil war. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. There's never been a time in history. I'm looking at history, y'all, not facts, not emotion. I don't go based off my emotion and my feelings. I'm looking at history and the data. Based off history and data, nothing moves until there is war, until there is bloodshed. That's all I've ever seen.
And I believe that 100%, and it's true. So whether I believe it or not, it is facts. But at the end of the day, who's willing to give their life up, babe? Because it ain't gonna be me.
I am.
Not a lot of people
I'm not going. I can't lay down and I can't just sit down and watch things happen. I know I was going to be one of those people that do something about it. You can't just tell me you're going to do something or tell me you're God and that this is how it's going to be. I just wouldn't accept it. So
Yeah, I hear you. On a lighter note, our next story, it has been big this weekend, or last weekend in basketball. Carmelo Anthony officially enters the Hall of Fame. His acceptance speech was heartfelt. 15 minutes of gratitude to Syracuse, the Nuggets, the Knicks, and his hometown, Puerto Rico, fans, his mom, and friends, his children. He even gave a shout out to moms everywhere. But social media, they weren't happy. They were a little confused that he didn't specifically mention his ex-wife, Lala Anthony. Some say it's his moment. Others feel she deserves some type of recognition after 18 years together and raising their son, Cayenne. Let's take a look at his speech.
My kids saved me. They gave me a reason to move past ego, past noise, past criticism. To every woman who's held us together, I owe everything to the strength of women. To the women who raised us, who loved us through our mistakes, who believed in us before the world saw our potential. I stand here because of you. To the single mothers pulling double shifts, to the grandmothers who stepped in when fathers couldn't, to the sisters who became second mothers, you are the real MVPs.
Wow, now you guys were looking like,
Is
so
she,
what happened?
is she not a mother?
He thanked her.
Carmelo Anthony do not have to say, I want to give a shout out to Lala Anthony. That is no longer his wife. He do not have to do that. This is his speech and what he's grateful for. Is she not a mother?
Yes.
Is she not a mother who loved him past his mistakes?
Yes.
Like, I don't have to say, he don't have to say her name.
Specifically her name. I think people on social media, they're more hurt than Lala did. Lala is the only person who can decide if she feels a way about this situation, not you guys. Right. She was with him for 18 years. Guys, we got to stop putting ourselves in people's business. Seriously. The man went up there and thanked everybody. Now, God forbid he was in a relationship and he mentioned Lala. Now you guys would be like, oh, he didn't mention the woman he's with. Guys, be for real. The speech was not about Lala. It was about his moment and to acknowledge who he felt inspired him and moved him. And he did just that, please.
And that was a question, too. If he had been, with, married other women or whatever, should he have just gone down the line and named everybody's name? So, no, I think, he did what he felt was on his heart and what he felt was right to do. And I think we just need to go with that.
Yeah. Right, because now it's still in his moment.
Yeah, that's right. It is his moment. And now it's been made about Lala and him not mentioning her.
Lala is somewhat in BMF.
Literally.
Trying to get Terry, baby. She's not studying that speech.
Yeah, Lala playing everybody girlfriend.
Everybody
Listen, I'm telling you, honey, Lala over there on the Shy too. At the end of the day, Lala got all the recognition that she needs, no disrespect, but she kept the man last name even after divorce. So at the end of the day, she's got her time. And she's shining with it. A new face, new nose, new body.
Move on
she's
when they
doing
move
well.
on. Correct.
Yeah.
Let people move on in peace, y'all.
But what about the value of women that they contribute to a
He
man's
said
success?
all of that. What else could he
Like, we gotta stop nitpicking. Like, as women, come on now. Like,
He
I
even
get
almost
it.
shout out the babysitters.
Yeah,
To the babysitters,
come on.
you
He
said.
shouted out the grandmothers, the sisters. He even shouted out stepmothers, y'all. He said the mothers who had to become. He shouted out everybody, and that was the most eloquent way I think anyone could have ever did it. He tried to include everyone. And so, like, stop, leave the man alone, y'all. Social media guys, we gotta stop blowing things out of proportion. He did just that. He thanked every woman. Thank you.
So he really put it out there that he's valuing women.
Women. He's
giving women their propers.
And it might be because he got a daughter. I think it's because the daughter ignited that. That's what I think.
You think the daughter ignited it?
Yeah,
Please don't start all this. We just said doing it.
I was like, what does that mean?
No, I think it's so funny though because so often we hear men say that it is almost impossible to please a woman.
Yeah.
And this his speech is, to me, the reaction to it is pretty much showing exactly that. Like,
agreed.
what more do you want from the man?
Please.
Come on now.
Side note, I didn't know he was Puerto Rican
Me either.
this whole time.
His hometown Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, unfortunately, in this America, baby, no one wants to claim black. Unfortunately, everybody wants to be every 2% they got, other than the black.
2%. That's
I mean, I'm just saying, he could have grew up in the streets of Puerto Rico. I don't know. And no disrespect, but come on now.
I like this question, y'all.
I'm sorry?
I like that question.
Okay. If the roles were reversed, do you think Lala Anthony would be expected to thank him?
Yep.
In her Hall of Fame?
I do think
you
so.
think so? What
She
would
would.
she be expected?
I think women, we're more intentional than men. So
But he seemed to have been making an intentional
I
speech.
think I'm just
Okay, go
saying.
ahead.
I think women are more intentional than men because women like to make you feel special. Women know how to make the person feel special and not the crowd. Men know how to make the crowd feel special and not the person. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had a second, but
But we have to take a quick commercial break, but don't you move. Girlfriend's Guide and Unpopular Opinion are coming up right after this, so stay tuned because you're watching POV.
hey, y'all, shout out to you guys at home. I'm so excited that it is Friday, honey. This week went fast, but the weekend can't come fast enough. We're going to be back here on Monday. But anyways, before we let y'all get into this weekend, we have a question for you guys at home. The question is, what is an old school family saying that you guys still carry with you to this day?
I always say a hard head make a soft.
Okay.
I always heard that.
Yeah, I always heard that one too. I don't know if I've always heard this one. My mother told me this when I was younger and it made sense when I got older. She said, your best friend has a best friend too. Be careful who you tell your business to. And I learned that because you think you're telling it to a friend, that friend got a friend and now your business is out there. But that was one I take with me everywhere.
Yeah, I think we said it earlier. I say it all the time, baby. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like to say what my mom says. She said, just because a dog bark don't mean you gotta run.
Ooh.
So just because somebody says you don't always have to have an answer.
That one, I
Yeah.
like that.
I like that one.
that a
Yeah, I
lot.
think you told me that before. I got to add it to the book. But the family cookbook or something.
Don't mean you gotta run.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I have stood there by a barking dog and got bit before too, baby. I don't know. You never know, but y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back to the show in a few moments.
Okay. Welcome back. Now it's time to get into all things love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So perhaps you remember the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin, who tragically died in 2006 after being pierced by a stingray while filming. That was really sad, yes. Nearly 19 years later, his wife, Terry Irwin, has never been on a date. And she says that she has no desire to, explaining, I already had my happily ever after. Terry finds fulfillment in raising their children, continuing Steve's conservation work, and honoring the love they shared. She even says that while there are many wonderful men in the world, no one could ever compare to Steve. So what do y'all think? In Terry's case, is true love meant to be once in a lifetime experience, or should we always leave a space to love again?
We talked about that.
We did.
About, second chances, loving again.
Yeah.
I don't think no one should X themselves out of falling in love, being in love. Love is one of the most powerful things as humans we could ever experience. When you experience true love, that's like a beautiful thing. But even when I heard that, that reminds me of my mother. My mother only been with one man her entire life. She divorced my dad and never been with no man ever. She's into her church, she's into her book. And I mean, she's never, no dates, no nothing. And I'm like, she's such an amazing woman, and to shut herself out from being loved for someone to properly love her is sad to me.
And
that is really sad.
I'm sorry.
No, you have.
That is very sad because it seems like, I don't know, that she shut herself down because of hurt prior from your dad. And this woman is saying she experienced opposite, the best love of her life.
Yeah.
But
she's probably so full of love that she got enough love for a lifetime. And that's a great man.
Yeah,
I think that's a great thing for her to even say, in his honor, that he treated her so well. I mean, that's how it translates to me. He treated her so well.
Yeah.
He gave her so much love that even with him not being around, she doesn't need to look for that again because she's had it.
Treating alligators like that. So imagine how he treated his wife. You know what I'm saying? Just a free spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this story as well, and it reminded me of like another version of like Lauren London.
Yeah.
You know, to have that true pure love where you feel like you've met your person and you have experienced the mate to your soul that you're like, I'm good. And I really do hope that like, everyone gets to experience that. But I do believe like, as both of them feel, that is a once in a lifetime type of love that most people don't get to experience. So I honor and love the fact that she is like, I've had enough, I'm full. Like,
like he left her full. That's
Isn't that amazing?
19 years and you still full.
Yeah.
He loved her down.
And I think that's just amazing. Like, again, like in his honor that she says that about him. Because I don't think we hear that about men.
We don't.
Because I know I have that prayer that, whoever I marry, when I leave this earth or if he leaves, that either way I'm able to say, man, he loved me and cared about, he treated me so well that I thank the Lord that I had that opportunity with that person. And I want to be able to say that.
I don't know. I'm gonna stay on this side. I'm gonna just stay on this. I don't fully agree. Life is meant to be experienced together. Like I feel like when you experience life truly, you want somebody to share with or even be in those moments with. And if you truly love someone, if I go, I want you to experience that with someone. I want somebody to pour on you and love on you. We're not supposed to do life alone, y'all. So even in the midst of feeling that, at some point 10, 20 years later, you need assistance. You need a helpmate. You need someone to help guide you and walk you through life. It was meant that way. So for me, I always go back to the root of that. And that's where I sit with it, even if.
I just feel like she had enough. And that is it. I'm just thinking about, can you imagine the love she feels?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
She probably like, she's probably,
to not search for it, yes, but to cut yourself off is what I'm saying. Like
she's just like, look,
but maybe she's
date. I don't need to do. I'm full. I had this love.
Right now.
And maybe she hasn't seen anything that even remotely resembles that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I mean.
Maybe,
is that she hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
Imagine if she saw that somebody comes in her life and matches that, or give her even more, or let her grieve, let her be, and then she experienced somebody to love her through that. Like that's a whole nother experience. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't cut yourself off from that.
But when we think about, I'm sorry, when we think about what dating has looked like for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really think the real odds are of all the crap that you've been through, then finding a real, pure, true love in your lifetime and finding another one?
No, you're right.
Like,
but listen,
but you
I am
don't
a
cut
hopeless
yourself up.
romantic. I'm
Me too.
Like in corporate,
Are you romanticizing?
I romanticize my whole life. Like my entire life, I romanticize every step. So for me, I'm like what is it called? Incessantly optimistic. And they called me that in corporate. Like, even if things go bad, I'm like, what if they go good? What if we do this? I'm always looking at the other side. So that's just naturally me. So when I think of that, I'm like, no, it could happen. But I'm not going to cut myself off. I'm just not going to go searching for it either. If it happens, I accept it. I don't want to ever block love. That's not something that my heart can do. I don't want someone to love me so much and I'm like, but I'm good. No, I receive love. I'm open to love and I'm always open to receiving it.
That is so good.
Love that.
That's a great place
Always
to be.
open to receive it.
Always.
Love, honey, love conquers all.
Yes,
I
you do.
deserve it. So it's like, I love me. So I know I deserve that in whatever form it comes.
That's awesome.
Love that.
All right, we're going to move on to our next segment where things might get a little spicy. We don't always see eye to eye here, and that's the whole point. It's time for unpopular opinion. Uh-oh. I don't know. As we know, Donald Trump is always in the headlines for saying something. But this time, he made a controversial statement regarding the citizens in Washington, D.C., saying they are born to be criminals. While Trump did not explicitly mention black children or use the phrase natural-born killers, his comments have been interpreted by many as targeting black and brown communities. Let's take a look.
Criminals. These are hardcore criminals. You know, we took many people off the streets of Washington, D.C. They're hardcore. They're not going to be good. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 2 years, they're going to be criminals. They were born to be criminals, frankly. They were born to be criminals, and they're tough and mean, and they'll cut your throat, and they won't even think about it the next day. They won't even remember that they did it. And we're not going to have those people. Washington, D.C. is now a safe zone. It's a safe place.
But this is the judgment, not holding yourself to the same standard that you feel you should be, like you want to hold everybody else to. It's like, we can do this, but you can't be this, and we're going to call you this, but we're not that, although, you know.
Listen, it's given that this civil war.
Oh, okay.
Listen, this, unfortunately, baby, what they say, hide your wife, hide your kids.
Hide your kids,
y'all better make sure y'all get y'all cans, y'all beans, y'all vitamins, baby, y'all water, and a little Tuli if you're smart.
No, seriously. Y'all, listen to me. When a president or a political figure is standing in front of a public and stating that a certain group of people are born, not like they are born to be criminals, as an African-American Haitian woman, all I'm hearing is the crazy echoing of Jim Crow, of slavery, of the systems that literally once said that my people were not human, 1/3 of a human. Remember, that's what they used to feel. So when they say born, that's dangerous. He's inciting a war. That's putting fear inside of people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And all I hear is, bro, like, he is deciding as an authoritarian figure. To me, it's like, oh, okay, you're deciding who deserves freedom and who doesn't, which is a very dangerous thing to say, because it says that America was born, right? And America says that we were all born equal. That is the promise America is saying. So for a political figure to say that people are born to be criminals, we're going backwards. Millions of years. And war is...
Well, apparently there's a video going around where people are chanting that they're saying, I didn't say it, the people are chanting that Trump is Hitler.
Yeah. That's how Hitler started, y'all. It's being that person.
Inciting people to dehumanize others.
Correct.
While building yourself up to say, hey, I'm here, but those people, they're not. They're criminals.
From even when all those people broke into the White House.
They were not criminals?
scaling walls without gear.
Not even just that. Just 2 days ago, a 22-year-old white man killed the man at the college. Come on now. What's going on?
So crazy because
people are criminals.
Literally, how he just said that, it was literally like as if he was trying to literally start
these people
a war.
accountable?
That's what it's
Like
coming
these
from
people will cut you and then wake up the next morning and they won't know that they did it. Like,
Coming
well,
from
they've
the
done
shooting,
it before.
Coming
You don't
from the
gotta
shooting, it
threaten me
seems
with
like
a good
it's already
time.
baiting that.
Yes,
and now with
he
this,
has.
it's like we're trying to move people forward in the direction we want them to go.
Yes. Exactly.
So we're going to penetrate this
Says the dang criminal himself.
Yeah.
This man got over
We're going to
30
reinvigorate
felonies.
what's in
Like,
people's
what?
hearts.
Yes.
He probably
which we've
hoped
already
that-
been proven.
He probably hoped that it would be more time as well before we found out or before the dad turned the son in or whatever happened so that they could create the narrative that maybe it was Democrats, maybe it was black people, maybe it was criminals.
I'm over it. When we going to war, y'all?
No,
Lord,
please.
Jesus, not today, Lord. Just give us a few more
Let me
days.
know.
She
Let
knows
me
not
know.
what she's saying, Lord.
Let me know.
please.
Where is the line drawn between, just this law and order talk and
There is
just
no
harmful stereotyping?
It's no more lines,
no line.
Raquel. It's no more lines. They don't have
It never
no rules.
was a line.
It was never a
You know what I'm
line.
saying?
Yeah.
Like they'll do good for a little bit, and then next thing you know, one of us killed. It's the same thing.
You know what aggravates me? It's the pointing fingers.
Yes.
When you're it's like, what did they say that? And I hate to bring it up again. Like Satan points fingers, and while everybody's looking over here where he's pointing, all
really-
the dirt, he's doing all the dirt over here.
Exactly. What happened to them Epstein files?
Yeah,
Where
so
they
I
at?
think whenever there's
Where
that
they at?
finger pointing, maybe we need to look at who's pointing the finger.
Correct.
What are they doing?
Correct.
All right, y'all. Well, I'm sorry. That's a wrap for today's episode. But before we go, we'll leave you with a quote. Life is short. Speak your truth, love hard, and live boldly. Ooh, thanks for hanging out with us on POV. And don't you forget, you can catch us Monday through Friday only on AFRO TV. Same place, same time. We'll see you then.